stand by. The vacuum tubes are warming up. This is a special live broadcast right here on Georgia Radio.
How you doing? Happy Wednesday to you, Matt Jolly here on Neighbor to Neighbor. We're off and running for the 24th of August, and I'll say it again. If you missed last night's Georgia Folk and Farm Life show, you got to go back and download the podcast. It's right up there at georgiaradio.com. Miss Ruth last night just killed us. What a lady, and you've got to go hear the stories. If you missed it, just go back and listen to the podcast. Some great stuff there from Miss Ruth. Married at 13, had her first child at the age of 15. And she is just one of those ladies. She's 84 years old now, 83, 84. And her stories, I'm telling you, I never get tired of hearing them. Great stuff. Another person who I never get tired of talking to is Mr. Mark Ware, who is on the bus headed to Texas right now. Georgia country music superstar in the making, Mark Ware. How are you? I say in the making because there's still a lot of room on the top as you continue to keep going, you know?
Thank you so much, Matt. And it's a pleasure to be here again on GeorgiaRadio.com. And
well, we're gonna build a room here for you and just let you come out anytime you want to, because it's always fun to have you and the guys on. You got the whole band in the bus? You guys rolling down? Matt and everybody's in there, huh?
Yeah, Matt, Johnny, Gary, Cody. We had a little incident this week where our drummer's David, his grandmother passed, so he wasn't able to make the trip. So we're flying in a rock star from Nashville, Tennessee, Mr. Joe Barrick. You've met him before.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to fly into San Antonio and help us get through on the drum part. So,
oh, man. Y'all aren't going to have any fun at all with that crew. Well, my condolences to David for losing his grandmother. David's such a great guy, and just your whole band, everybody in that band is great and very, very talented. I was telling somebody else about that the other day. I said, Mark has such a talented band that it just makes the show so incredible to see. You're headed to Texas, my old home state. You're riding down the highway. Pretty soon you'll cross over into I-10, and then it's Texas from there on out. I wanted to make sure you were prepared for your Texas tour.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so I wanted to give you a few hints here on life in Texas and things to say, and then things not to say. So we're gonna have a little Texas quiz here. Are you ready?
Okay, we're ready.
All right. If I say blue, you say
sky.
Well, okay. There's two correct answers. You could either say bell, blue bell, or the state flower, the blue bonnet. All right. If I say Billy, you say
goat.
Oh, come on, Mark. Bob. Billy Bob's. All right. Which is where we hope you're playing. If I say Mickey, you say
Billy.
There you go. Now you're catching it right. Chips and
chips.
And salsa or beer. Beer is also. All right. If someone walks up to you and they say, you know, Mark, In-N-Out is way better than Whataburger, what is the right response?
If you said what now?
If In-N-Out was better than Whataburger.
Yeah, what's the correct response? There's two that are legally accepted in the state of Texas. I'll just warn you.
I know, but I would probably...
I've never heard of the other one, so I'd probably agree with them.
Well, either a punch in the face is correct, or you put your hand upon their right shoulder and you just say, I'll pray for you. And then the best thing to do is walk away. All right. Well, you're doing pretty well so far. Where are you playing in Texas? Because you're going down I-10. You're going to make the big swing through the state. You're playing in cowboy country, from what I remember, right around Stephenville, which is I'm telling you, it's the epicenter of rodeo and cowboy country. There is nowhere in the entire universe that you'll find more real cowboys than where you're playing. What's the name of the establishment that you're at?
So tomorrow night, we're going to be in downtown San Antonio, Texas at the Hard Rock Cafe. And then after that show, we'll drive, I think it's 5.5 hours up to near Granbury and play at Brock's.
All right. Yeah, great.
And then after Brock's, we're going to head into Rattlesnake Roadhouse.
Yeah. Well, all that area right around Waco and all that area where you're at, right around there, that is just, I'm telling you, it is cowboy country. You're going to love it.
Looking forward to it. I got a message earlier this morning that said there's already been over 200 tickets reserved for tonight in San Antonio. So Hard Rock looks like it's going to be a great place tomorrow night. I
think San Antonio is going to love you. I really do. And you're ready. Are you going with the Georgia look, or are you going to starch your blue jeans like George Strait?
I'm probably going to have to stick with my own look because my wife's at home. I ain't real good at starching. You
guys didn't go out and buy a bunch of Bob Wills suits then? With all
only Gary did.
Oh, good. Good. Well, are you taking Gary with you? You've got to share.
Without Gary.
That's great. All right, we got to get Gary some of those long boots and an electric blue nudie suit to wear when he's on tour with you. You got to have a manager, a tour manager that looks the part. Yeah,
he's got him some bell-bottom shorts. I'll send you a picture.
Oh my gosh! Well, I'm glad that Gary's with you. I'm glad the band is doing well. My apologies again to David about losing his loved one there. You're doing a lot with the cowboy stuff here lately, Mark. I want to talk about the rodeo that you're going to be helping out with, but I also want to talk about your show in Griffin. And I bring up Cowboys and Griffin because that is the home of one of the greatest Wild West superstars ever to walk the face of the earth. Doc Holliday was born right there in Griffin and lived in Griffin. And you're playing the Opera House there on October the 8th.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that show. I met with the owners and the management with the Opera House yesterday, and we're just really looking forward to it. They're investing in a big screen, so ticket sales are doing good over there right now. I think there's about 80 or 90 tickets left for that show. So we're just looking for a great night there.
Well, if you're listening on the app, folks, there is a promo right there on the app. When you open the app up, if you just scroll down, you'll see Dick Flood's book and CDs for sale. And then right below that is the promo that we're running for Mark Ware's show at the Griffin Opera House. If you just click that picture of him, it'll take you right there, and you can pick out whether you want a table or whether you want some seats up high or right down low. And that's a really, really cool venue, kind of an old vaudeville theater right in downtown Griffin. There's some names of the previous performers that have signed the wall in that place. What a cool venue. And the last time you played it, I think you just had a grand old time down there, didn't you?
Yeah, we had the opportunity to open for Ray Scott, and it was he just gave you just a cool vibe. The whole place just gives you a really cool vibe, and I'm just blessed to have them to back our music, and the Griffin Opry is looking like it's going to be a home for Mark Ware music next year when we're home and off the road. So just a great bunch of people over there.
I think it's fantastic. I hope we can do some work with them there with our old-time radio hour and some other fun stuff as things come.
Just about that, and they're all in and ready to hear more about it.
Well, good.
Kim asking you to call, and it looks like that's a go.
Well, we'll have to get that done. That would be a great venue for our January show. You have a heart not only for music but also for for rodeo and for the Western lifestyle, but more importantly for young folks. And you're always there to bring up folks, and I'm sure that's comes from a lot of your experience in the life of service that you've lived as a firefighter and as a first responder. But you have taken up company with RockN'5L, and that's Rock the letter N 5L Rodeo Company, and their youth rodeo series. You're playing the finals on October 15th.
Yes, they reached out last year, even I think before the season started, and asked would we be interested, and I jumped all over this opportunity. You are correct. I got a big heart for kids and anything like the rodeo that's just giving back to these young folks and teach them, these sort of things that it's not the rodeo that they're going to take away from this, Matt. It's everything that they're going to learn through those parents and through those coaches and that entire association. So our group will always support the children, and we're looking forward to getting up to North Georgia and playing these finals. I want to see them kids ride in bulls.
I'll tell you what, there is nothing with more heart than watching a youth rodeo. And if you don't believe me, just go see this one. We've got a message here from two of the kids, Emmy Reed and Jackson Jones, who's 16 years old. I wanted to play this real quick, Mark. Here are two of the kids from RockN'5L Rodeo Company. Welcome to Georgia Radio. Here's their message. They're in school, so they couldn't come on, Mark, because truancy is not a good thing if you're a cowboy. You gotta live according to the way of the cowboy. Here they are, though.
Hi, I'm Emmy Reed.
My name is Jackson Jones. I'm 16 years old, and I'm from Chatsworth, Georgia. I want to invite you to come out to our next rodeo on October 15th at Cove Arena in Chickamauga, Georgia.
I'm 12 years old, and I'm from Chatsworth, Georgia. I'm RockN'5L's junior miss, and I participate in breakaway roping, barrels, and goat tying.
I participate in team roping and bull riding. I recommend anybody that wants to try something new to definitely give RockN'5L Company a call. All the staff are supportive and encouraging and helping you, being as good as you can be at your event. My favorite country singer from Georgia is Travis Tritt. My mama raised me right on the 90s country. With the help of the Lord Jesus, I look forward to continuing my rodeo career professionally after I graduate high school.
If I were to give advice to a friend about joining a rodeo company, I would tell them just to jump in and have fun. Winning comes with time, and everyone started somewhere. And there are so many people who will help you. Rodeo is family. My favorite country music artist from Georgia would be Alan Jackson. I'm a 90s country music kind of girl. When I grow up, I want to be a large animal vet and open up my own practice. I would like to personally invite everyone out to our rodeo finals on October 15th for good music, good food, and a good time. Thanks, y'all.
There you go. Thanks, y'all. Emmy Reed. There, Jackson Jones. I wanted to point out that you're going to be there again on October 15th, playing the show with the band. That is in Chickamauga, if I remember correctly, way up there, and just good times. And it's going to be a great event, of course, celebrating those fine kids at the RockN'5L Rodeo. Good stuff, Mark. Where are you at now? Are you?
Well, we just pulled into a rest area not far from Mobile, Alabama.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
We're going to make a little pit stop here and then get back at it.
You're going to be crossing over down there around, right outside of Diamond Head and Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, and all that good stuff. I'll tell you what, if you're not going to do it, but I'm going to tell you anyway, there is a great place just off the highway there in Long Beach called Darwell's Cafe. And if you have time and you're ready for some of the best Creole food you'll ever have in your life, that is the place. And you could probably park your bus down there, too. So,
yeah, if you don't mind, text me that name, and then we'll put it in. We'll probably have some time.
I'm telling you.
Minutes.
Yeah, that place is that is a fine place. They might even have you play one night. They always have live music there in Darwell's Cafe. Well, so I'll send you that over in text. Mark, it's always great to have you on, buddy. I sure appreciate it. And I am looking forward to a great report from back in Texas.
Well, thank you so much. And again, if it wasn't for the sponsors and you guys and radio and our families, we couldn't get out here on the road and do what we love to do. So thanks you all for listening and streaming, and look forward to coming to see you real soon. All
right, Mark Ware, everybody. Thanks again for coming on, Mark.
Yes, sir. Take care, Matt.
All right, folks, we'll be right back right after this.
Hi, this is Wade Peoples from Georgia Folk and Farm Life Radio. I'm here to tell you about Meeks Brothers Cattle Company. And you don't have to worry about supply chain issues or where your beef comes from. Do what I do and call Meeks Brothers Cattle Company today. You can get a whole, half, a quarter, any amount of beef you want. Good quality beef, vacuum packed, lasts up to 3 years in your freezer. It's grass-fed, grain-finished, made to order. Visit Meeks Brothers Cattle Company on Facebook today and tell them Brother Wade sent you. And that's Meeks Brothers Cattle Company. Thank you.
Matt Jolly, right here on Georgia Radio.
And welcome back here to Neighbor. My thanks to Mark Ware for coming on, and of course to Emmy Reed and Jackson Jones from up there at RockN'5L Rodeo. We had a heck of a show last night. Brother Wade is standing by here. That was just a lot of fun last night talking to Ms. Ruth.
It was a great show. That really was.
Are you in a safe place? I meant to ask you that.
I am in a safe place.
Yeah, you were pulled over in the log truck.
In the arms of Jesus.
I'll tell you who hearing all of her stories last night, just absolutely killed me. Her baptism, when she liked to drown the pastor.
The preacher, yeah. Miss Ruth is she's a trip.
She said, "I'm going to finish this story, Wade."
Yeah,
I'm going to finish this story.
I wasn't going to stop her. Hey,
no.
Try stopping her.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, try stopping Miss Ruth. Yeah.
Married at 13, first kid at 15, and we learned something about Ms. Ruth last night. Her husband Al was her third and fifth husband.
Yes, I thought he was her second, but I said, "Well, Mr. Al was your second husband. Her first husband died of liver cancer and years ago, I think it was, and so I thought, well, Mr. Al was her second. I knew that he left and stayed gone for like 20 years and came back and they resumed their marriage. I knew that part, and they loved one another. But I said, Mr. Al was your second husband, right? And she said, no, honey, Al was my second and fourth husband.
Second and fifth or whatever, yeah.
Second and fourth. Yeah,
fourth.
Third and fifth. There we go.
Third and fifth.
That's it. We get third and fifth. We get.
Well, it was just fantastic, and the whole story about learning how to drive was wonderful, and of course how she reconnected with Mr. Al during
at the funeral.
I'm going to get it wrong, but it was something to the effect of, if you go to a funeral and come home with a man that used to be your husband, you might be a redneck. Yeah.
And he didn't recognize her. She said, he's Greek. I think it was his sister had passed, and Ruth went, and he was standing at the kitchen. He'd been gone. He walked out one day and never came home. 20 years later, she sees him at his sister, her former sister-in-law's viewing, and he's greeting the guests, and he shakes her hand, said, good to see you. She said, you don't know me, do you, Al? He said, no, I don't reckon so. She said, well, we was married. And
you were married for a year.
He picked her up and swung her around, and it was they lived happily ever after.
Yeah,
they were happy because they were
a good marriage, love at first sight.
It was. They had a great marriage, and I love both of them. They're great friends to me.
Well, I think the world of her, and it was just really fun to hear her last night talking about everything, and just really great. There's so much, and I mean it. There is so much going on this weekend. We've got the last weekend of the Georgia Mountain Fair going on. Miss Hilda came on and talked to us last week about that up there.
It's a great event. That is a great event.
It is.
I hadn't been in 25 years, but it's always a great event.
Well, it's just going to be a great time up there in Hiawassee. We got to go up there and to check that out. You know who else is in town the 28th on Sunday? Oh man, I tell you what, if I just see him once, is Vince Gill. He's playing the Fox.
The great Vince Gill. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, what a musician, what a guy.
Yeah, Vince Gill is one of the greats. And I don't say that about many, but Vince Gill is one of the greats.
He really is. There's a lot going on. We've got Broadway in the Woods going on. Just a bunch of stuff this weekend all across the state. It's fair season. We're coming into it, and it's that time of year where there's going to be fairs everywhere and fun things to do. You would think that it would be a great time to have another Georgia Folk and Farm Life family reunion. But but we're not going to talk about that.
Get one up and tell me when to be there and have it ready, everything. When I get there, I might just show up.
Wade
me and Conway might be there. Yeah.
Wade's going to be there if you plan it. But no, all kidding aside, we're talking about doing the Old Time Radio Hour again. We're in the initial planning stages. We want to do it eventually every month somewhere in the state and have it running around. But we're going to start doing it twice a month or twice a year. And then we'll go to quarterly, and then we'll get it up to speed where we can do it, God willing, once a month. That's the plan. But there is so much to see and do in the state. We're going to put a few of these events up on the website. I'm sure James Gregory's playing somewhere. I'm just sure of it.
You can't keep a good man down. And James Gregory, he's going to be up there.
You know it.
We should somewhere.
We should have him on your show at some point real soon.
I would love that.
And y'all
That
should
would be
just
great.
y'all could G and haw, and it would be fun to sit back
I
and
could
listen
interrupt
to.
him like I did, try to get a word in edgeways like I did with Miss Ruth.
Listen, that was the best part of the whole show last night.
I love that. When I talked to Miss Ruth on the phone on a regular basis, and Mr. Al, and when he was living, and it was hilarious. They were both hard of hearing, and they'd be on speakerphone, and he couldn't hear me trying to say something, and Miss Ruth would finally hear me and tell him, and then we'd get laughing about it, and it was funny. But yeah.
Well, the point of all of this is if you enjoyed the show last night, you've got to log on to Facebook and find Georgia Folk and Farm Life right there on Facebook. You can do it at facebook.com/
Yeah, that's where it all came from. Yep.
/ Georgia Folk and Farm Life. And become a member. It's a great group. There's over 80 some odd thousand people.
84,000.
Not that you're counting.
Not that I'm counting. That's right.
84,216.
Not that numbers matter, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good stuff on there, and I'll tell you, Ms. Ruth is just one of many, many members who are wonderful writers and storytellers, and it's just
I wouldn't know people.
Fun.
I would never have met Ms. Ruth and Mr. Al had it not been for Georgia Folk and Farm Life. And you can go on there and you can make friends on there too.
Yeah. Well, for the most part, everybody on there is pretty nice. I mean, every once in a while you run into a speed bump, but Wade runs this, much like a dictator over
that's right.
over a small country.
There was a term we learned in school called benevolent despot.
Benevolent despot.
I am the benevolent despot of Georgia Folk and Farm Life.
Well, you run it with an iron fist, but it works well. Yeah. Then there's some peculiarities on there, like you don't allow people to post pictures of their loved ones in hospital beds, which no sick beds, as you say.
No hospital or sick beds. Yep.
Why is that? Talk to me about the logic behind nobody
it's
can
an
post a
invasion
picture
of privacy
for the person in the bed.
Yeah. But a lot of times these people aren't even aware that they've had their picture taken. They're not at their best. And it really makes people uncomfortable. And I have a lawyer, family member who's an attorney, advised me, he said, it's probably best if you didn't do that. But with HIPAA and privacy, it's best if you didn't. And so I don't know which ones the person gave permission for and which they didn't. And not knowing that is just best not to have any.
Now, the caveat to this is if you are in a hospital bed.
Yeah, you can send me a picture yourself, and I guess if I know
you take a selfie.
Selfie, yeah. And I know
smiling and waving.
You were aware of what you were doing, yeah.
Then that's
but if
okay.
Somebody else sends your selfie, then no.
Yeah, and you don't allow memes either. You don't want a meme on there, whatever they call that.
No memes. No stuff shared from other places. It's got to be original, and we don't allow snakes or spiders. Yeah. And not because we don't know that people need to put snakes and spiders on there. They want to identify them and things. But people start putting, kill them all. And then Facebook wants to shut us down because we had violated their community standards by inciting violence.
Yeah.
So it causes problems with Facebook.
Not with you. Okay.
Not with me. I don't care if you put a whole basket of snakes on there. I don't care if you put a picture of a snake in its hospital bed. I don't really care about that. In fact, it would suit me if a lot of them were in a sick bed in a hospital bed, and I'd put pictures of them. But come on. You could turn 20 times, person.
You're in a safe place, aren't you, Wade?
Yeah, I'm down the highway cussing this person here in the middle of Pembroke won't get out of my way. That's what I call a safe place.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Road rage.
You're having
here on Georgia Radio. Yeah.
You're having a bad day.
Handicap tag, bless their heart. Listen, it's one of my pet peeves. Handicap tag means you're not able to walk far and you need to park in a handicap spot. It does not mean I can no longer drive safely, but I'm going to get a handicap tag and drive anyway. That's not what that's all about.
Here we go. You can send your hate mail, ladies and gentlemen, to Wade Peebles.
Box 135, Garfield, Georgia 30425. I'll open it and read it and say sweet things about you. Well, wasn't that nice?
Wasn't that nice? Honk that horn again. Let's hear it. Let's hear that horn. There you go. All right, Brother Wade, who's not having a very good day, by the way. When we talked earlier, you're having a doozy of a morning.
Yep.
Yeah. Hauling logs. Well, get back to it.
Stay out of my way today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be 2 a day, Wade, today.
No, it's going to be, I think this one, after I get this one, it's going to be it.
All right. Well, have fun out there in the woods. Talk to you
Thank
later.
you, Matt.
All right.
Bye.
Wade
Bye.
Beebles, everybody, from Georgia Folk and Farm Life. You can find it again at facebook.com/Georgia Folk and Farm Life. My thanks again to Mark Ware for coming on today. Safe travels, Mark, if you can hear me. All the way down to Texas. Man, oh man, that is a long haul. I'm going to be doing that same drive. I'm going to be doing that same drive on Saturday, but I'm only driving back. I'm going to fly down and pick the folks up and drive them back. So, yeah. It's a long one. 16 some odd hours from down there in South Texas, down there by Mexico where Mom and Dad live. So, long way, but going to do it. Getting back here to the great state of Georgia this weekend. So y'all have a fun time the rest of your day. Listen, I've got some wonderful music loaded up. We're going to have an encore showing of classic country and request tonight from 7 to 9. And if you want to participate in classic country and request, download our new My Georgia Radio app. And at the very bottom of the app, there's a button right there with a microphone on it. If you push that button, you can record a message and it goes right to the studio, right in here to my email address. And I'll put you on the air with your request and your special dedication if there's an anniversary or something that you want to do. Maybe it's a sweetheart or something that you want to send something out to. Whatever it is, you can make those requests and dedications right there through the My Georgia Radio app, and it's free to use for Android and for iPhone. So send over those requests. Again, that is tonight from 7 to 9, the encore performance of classic country and request. On Thursday night, we're going to rerun some of the Georgia Folk and Farm Life show, and then Friday again another encore and special night of classic country and request from 7 to 9. My thanks as always to you for being here and to for all the help that you lend us. Keep sharing Georgia Radio. Talk to y'all real soon.
Georgia Radio. Good company and great country.